So the five players that I chose, and I'm not gonna start them in any order. I think probably the first one I have to talk about because I think that for me, he probably is my favorite of the bunch. I truly believe that he's gonna be a regular, consistent all-star. He's someone that I think has got a good personality about him, good demeanor. I could see him being easily part of the supporting cast of the NBA, you know. And I think if he was a better player, potentially even the face, but I do feel that that is probably for Victor Wembanyama. And I know you're probably thinking, who am I going to talk about? But that guy here is right here. And I'm going to talk about Jalen Williams. Out of all of these guys in going into their fourth year in the NBA, he by far is my favorite player. Jalen Williams, for what he's done from his rookie season, and I've been so impressed by him with the growth that he's had coming out of Santa Clara, to see the progression, and he just gets a little bit better every single year. Now, he's someone that is in the All Star voting. His experience now as an NBA champion, I do believe he is probably the one player out of all of them that is going to be a consistent all-star player. Maybe not every year, but definitely every other year over the next 10 years, which is something that I really, really like. Now, looking at the reason why I chose him is for everything that I just said. But when looking at the stats, the biggest thing about him is that I look at their player efficiency rate. Now, you will see from the player efficiency rating that everybody knows tends to follow a particular format. So you got guys there that have under 10 as their player efficiency rating, generally are replacement players or tend to be bench players. Then any player that is between 10 and 14 tends to be your average bench player. Any player from like 15 to 19 tends to be a solid starter. Any player from 20 to 24 tends to be an all-star, and any player from 25 and above is at an MVP caliber player. Jalen Williams, I know it says they're 19.9, and that is what he is. That is what he falls under. But as you can see, 19.9, that is literally on the cusp of 20. And that's why here he's at 20. He's an all-star level talent. I think he just scraped into there. But the way in which he's grown and shown that growth is incredible. And I'm going to show you that now. So, looking at what he did last season, in his third year in the NBA, Jalen Williams was the top scorer. That's another reason why I'm choosing it. Head and above shoulders over everybody in his draft class. Shaden Sharp, guys like Christian Brown, Paolo Banchero, Benedict Mathurin, who really loved his game during the playoffs. Keegan Murray there, who probably had a little bit of an off season. Jabari Smith Jr. right there balling out with the Rockets, but definitely he's had an up and down time. Tari Eason, somebody that I think is defensively nice, outscored all of them. Then when you look at assists, again, top of the list, shows that he's a creator. That is only sure to improve. That is only sure to improve for sure. 354 assists last season, 1.9 assists a game. Oh, no, not quite 1.9 assists. What was I talking about? 22 points per game, 5.1 assists per game, 5.3 rebounds a game last season. These are his overall stats. 69 games played. The guy's just a good all-round solid player. Is he a franchise player? That's something I don't know. That's something I think that everybody wants to be able to see about Jalen Williams. We saw how he was in the playoffs against Indiana. Had some great games, but had some games where just wasn't quite there. And again, he's a young player and growing. But we see the progression. So let's take a look at how he was in his second season. So let's look at that 2022 draft class in their second season. How are they there? Again, Jalen Williams, third. So already he went from being the third highest scoring player in his second season to being the first in his third season. Now going into his fourth, what is that going to look like? We already saw from the beginning, he's already he's just hit all-star level talent. And this is going into his fourth season. Potentially, are we talking about Jalen Williams maybe even being at an MVP caliber player in maybe his sixth season or above, which definitely goes far beyond this dashboard shows, but potential is there. Like you could see it. Second season, again, second in assists, second in steals, coming up to 10th in rebounding. You could see there, second season, averaged 19 points per game, went up to 22. That means there's a good chance that Jalen Williams could probably average 25 points a game. 4.5 assists. What does that look like there? 5.1. Progression. That's what I like about Jalen Williams. Consistently improving bit by bit every single season. What does the future hold? What does his ceiling look like? He could be an MVP running one day. I definitely think right now that's going to be a no, at the very least, for as long as the likes of Nikola Jokic and probably that Giannis is still in the league. So we're probably thinking another 3 to 4 years. He probably won't be at that MVP level player. But until then, I definitely think he's going to be an all-star player. And I really like what he gives. And looking at his performance last season, Jalen Williams, like one of the best players coming out of his draft class. And that's all you can really ask for. It's all you can ask for. 69 games played, true shooting percentage of 57%. Like he's really, really good. And I think we're all going to see even better from him.